I'm Chris Regario, and this is Fishing Magician TV. Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome to today's episode. Today, we're going to sit down with some captains and put them in the captain's seat and ask them where they are at, what kind of program they are running, what kind of boat is going on, and we're just going to take you around the country and let you hear from a few different captains. So let's head over to these Skype calls. We're going to talk to Captain Scott Tarnowski up in upstate New York. We're going to talk to Captain Freddie Gamboa here in New Jersey, Captain Carlos Bastos out of Tarpon Springs, Florida, and of course, our buddy here at Fishing Magician TV, Captain Greg Fabrizi down there in Marathon, Florida. Stay tuned and enjoy. Here we are. We're joined by Captain Scott Tarnowski at Estotis Point, New York. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How about you, Chris?
I'm pretty good, man. Just winding down today, just trying to bring the people to some different fisheries all around the country and just let them know who you are, what you do. And King Ransom Charters. And what do you fish for primarily?
Springtime, April through Mayish, we fish for brown trout, lake trout. You get occasional salmon come in. A lot of Atlantics actually at that point. And then as the year progresses, May, salmon starts showing up, and it's pretty much king salmon throughout the summer. But it's always a big mixed bag out there. Always got some lake trout going. We got brown trout pretty much year round out of Sodas Point. Big king salmon, Atlantic salmon, coho salmon, kind of the whole gamut.
Man, that's fun, man. A couple weeks ago, we had a guy named Captain Jose Bastos who just went up to Pulaski for salmon fishing, was telling us about it, and it's got me intrigued, man. I'm a very salty guy, but some of these freshwater fisheries, I mean, it's definitely something I want to get into.
So what happened with me, Chris? I'm lifelong born on the salt. Literally born May 18th. My first boat ride was Memorial Day weekend that year.
Nice.
Out of Barnegat Inlet, Manasquan forever. I took one trip up to Lake Ontario, caught my first king salmon, cashed in the whole shebang down in Forked River, moved the operation up to there. It's addictive as hell.
Yeah, I've heard, man. It's like the analogy he gave us was like if you mix the bluefish with the power of the tuna.
Yep,
And that
exactly.
that would be a salmon, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where are you based out of? Where do you dock at?
We run out of Sodas Point, New York. It's a little bit west of Oswego, but we do also try to split up the year and get down and run. We kind of follow the fish east on their migration pattern. We fish beginning half of the year out of Sodas and then try to get down to Oswego for the fall run.
Okay, so what exactly is the boat that you run, and what is it powered by?
We run a 31-foot Tierra. It's fully rigged, all the best equipment that you can get as far as electronics, Coast Guard package, everything, and it's powered by two 350 Merc cruisers.
Oh, nice. So you definitely get into the spot nice and fast and comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a dry ride. It's roomy. I mean, we fish 5-6 on it, no problem.
That's awesome, man. Comfort is definitely a big plus in the charter business.
Absolutely.
But what kind of gears do you use? What company sponsor you? Maybe rods, reels, stuff like that.
We pretty much run all Garmin electronics, fully outfitted by Garmin with Garmin. I personally wouldn't run anything else. I know there's a lot of guys like other stuff, but it totally works for us for the type fishing we're doing. As far as our rods go, we're Shimano reels, Shimano Takotas. Love the Takotas. Can't beat them up. Been running them for years. Run basically pretty much either Seagar, big into the Seagar fluorocarbon leaders, Berkeley Trilene XLT line, or some Andy. Other than that, we run a whole bunch of different lures and whatnot on the boat, but as far as our mainstay go, it's pretty much all Shimano and all Garmin.
Man, I'm really liking this episode. Every captain I've spoken to so far is all Shimano guys, and I'm a Shimano guy myself. So that's
Yeah.
that's awesome. What is your most memorable catch? What do you think is like the coolest thing, or the biggest thing that you caught up there?
This past season, we had a client. She hooked into a screamer early in the spring. We thought it was an early spring king salmon. Fish fought us. We got it to the back of the boat. My mate looks over and goes to scoop it, and he yells out, "Holy hell, it's actually an Atlantic." It ended up being a 16.5 pound Atlantic salmon, just a couple ounces shy of the state record. So
Wow,
that was
that's awesome right there.
absolute fish of a lifetime. They don't get that big. I thought my fish of a lifetime, as far as Atlantics went, was my 13-pound one. This one kind of shattered it. So yeah, that was definitely the most memorable of the year for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. Damn near a state record. That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
And how is the? I'm not gonna lie to you. I am a salty guy, but there is a few freshwater fish that I think are absolutely gorgeous and would love to catch one day. How is the brown trout fishing up there?
Brown trout fishing is absolutely phenomenal. We're out of, like I said, Sodas Point, which is really kind of the brown trout capital of Lake Ontario for the springtime fishery. I mean, the numbers that you put on the boat during the day, it's absolutely unbelievable. And the size of the fish are just quality fish. I mean, 4, 5, 6 pound fish are very common. We get them all the time, 10, 12, 15 pounds. They got a 22-pounder, I believe it was, out of our port last spring. So the brown trout fishing is second to none up there.
That's impressive. That's impressive. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos of a lot of brown trouts, and like you see them, they look just like right around the size of the rainbows that get stocked in our waters and stuff like that. But constant, steady, normal fish, 6 pounders. That's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy fishing. We'll troll up to 12 lines at a time. We run them out on planer boards for them. You get into like that April bite, end of March, early April, mid-April bite up there. It's nothing for 8, 9 lines to go off at one time.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, you are the first freshwater captain I have interviewed on this show, and definitely have me intrigued to want to go up there and go fishing with you. Yeah, that'll be pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be willing to make that trip too. Do you have a website, a Facebook, Instagram where people can find you? I'll drop the link below.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, King's Ransom Sport Fishing. That's where we channel most of our business through for now.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to check us out, drop the link below. That'd be awesome. We'd appreciate it.
Absolutely.
One thing, Chris, I would just like to mention, I've been blessed in my lifetime, starting from a very young age, and I had a grandfather and I had a father who both avid fishermen. We like to carry that tradition on, and that's kind of what we're all about at King's Ransom. We love getting families out there, love getting kids out there. It's what is going to keep our sport around for a long time. We have a lot of dyed-in-the-wool anglers who come up, a lot of guys who have been charter fishing up there their whole life, and those trips are great, don't get me wrong, but there's absolutely nothing like introducing a family to the world of fishing.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree, man. I take a lot of kids out fishing, kids from like the inner cities and certain programs that they're not that fortunate, that have family members that will take them out fishing, and it's just the look on their faces is absolutely priceless. And I'm glad to hear that's what you're all about, is family and enjoying basically not only our country but our entire world's oldest pastime, which is fishing. And that's awesome.
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, I want to appreciate you for your time, and thank you once again, Cap, and for joining us. And I will definitely see you soon, man.
All right, buddy. Keep in touch.
Now we are joined by Captain Freddie Gamboa out of Point Pleasant on the Andrea Toys charter. How you doing, Cap?
Good, man. Good evening. How you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm just got off work, and of course I got the itch to go fishing. But here we are. So where are you stationed out of?
So we're out of Jersey, and we fish 8 months out of the year, and our season starts in April with our 31 contender out of Perth Amboy, New Jersey, and we take advantage of the striped bass run. We'll fish from the last week of March through the first week of June for stripers. And then I have my 44 contender that's in Point Pleasant, and that starts fishing the first week of May for the jumbo stripers for 2, 3 weeks. And then we get into our offshore tuna season, which starts to heat up middle of May. And then we run anywhere from 30 miles out to 100 miles out to the canyons.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Tuna fishing is special in itself. So, you do have two boats. So, what are you powered by?
My Yamaha 31 fish around is Yamaha powered by twin 300s, and the 44 fish around that's in Point Pleasant, it's powered by quadruple 425 Yamahas.
Wow, so those boats are moving. That's got to be a comfortable ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get to the fishing grounds kind of quick, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The 31 top end is about 50, but the top end on the 44 is 75.
Wow, yeah, that thing is moving, man. How long does it take you to get to the Hudson Canyon, which is about 100 miles offshore?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Wow, that right there is special in itself. You get there really fast, and you're fishing real early when guys are still basically in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're the fastest charter boat on the East Coast.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And what type of electronics do you use?
We're using Garmin. So we have on the big boat on the 44, we have the dual 22-inch screens, the biggest ones they make, with a 3 kilowatt transducer.
Wow, that's awesome. That'll definitely light up the screen with some fish if they're there. What type of gear you use? Rods, reels, stuff like that?
I'm sponsored by Shimano, so we use everything from Shimano, from our electric reels, our Beastmasters for daytime swords, to our rods for striper, tuna, mahi. I mean, so we have every spinning reel and conventional that Shimano makes.
Man, I'm actually kind of happy today. Earlier, I spoke to Captain Carlos, and now you are both Shimano guys, and I'm a Shimano guy myself. I love Shimano. I can't complain with it. It's just phenomenal product, and those reels are like churning butter, man. It's awesome. One of your most memorable catches that you can think of?
This year was we had some pretty good ones this year. So our first big catch was a 330-pound bluefin back in end of May. That was a fun catch. That took about 3 hours to land. A week later, on a spinning rod, I landed a 230-pound bluefin tuna. It took me about 15 minutes to land that.
Wow.
We also had a 675-pound mako this year. We had 2 blue marlin, a 500 and a 300. And then 2 weeks ago, we did some daytime swords, and we had a 200-pound sword. So.
And this is all off the coast of New Jersey?
Yeah, this is all Jersey. Absolutely.
Wow, that's awesome, man. And a lot of people think to get marlin and the mahi, you got to go down south, but it's not true, man. They're all over the place up here.
No, we have the Gulf Stream. The eddies break off of the Gulf Stream. They collide against the continental shelf, which is our canyons. So everything you can catch down south or in the Caribbean is in Jersey.
Absolutely, man. And I've seen a lot of your videos with the mahis, and I'm actually getting an earful all the time. That my wife, she wants to catch a mahi, so hopefully maybe next year we can do something, set up a trip.
Yeah, we can definitely set up a trip later in the summer. The mahis come in close. We'll catch them as close as 15, 20 miles off the beach in late August and September. So.
Okay, where do you go for them? Do you pot hop or do you just find a school?
Just pot hop. That's it. That's all we do. Okay. We hit all the pots in the mud hole.
Yeah, that's where I caught my first mahi, and it was a little guy, but I'll never forget. It was the first one, and to watch it jump out of the water, that was pretty awesome. How can people find you? Do you have a website? Do you have Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, easiest thing is I'm on social media, both on Instagram and Facebook. It's Andreas Toy Charters NJ. So ANDREAS Charters NJ. Andreas Toy Charters NJ. And then my website is andreastoycharters.com.
All right, man. I will drop a link down below so people can find you. And it's a pleasure talking to you. I've been hearing about you and following you for years, and I've seen some of your catches, and it gets me every time. And hopefully, people around will book a trip with you, and and hopefully they can have something that they can look back on one day and tell their grandkids about.
Oh, I would appreciate it, man. That'd be fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time, Captain Freddie. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, buddy. Have a great one.
Tight lines. Here we are with Captain Carlos Bastos from Bottoms Up Fishing Excursions down there in Tarpon Springs, Florida. How you doing, bud?
Right. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. You know, just taking it day by day. Up here in the north, we're getting, to the winter months, so we gotta start getting ready to be bored out of our minds. But I mean, it is blackfish season. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I miss that. I do miss my blackfish. I do miss my blackfishing, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. So originally, you're from New Jersey, correct?
Yeah, man. Yep. I ran Andrea's toy for a couple of years for Captain Freddie out of Point Pleasant and some stripers out of Keyport. I did that for a bunch of years. That was great. Moved down here 2012.
Nice,
And
nice.
yep. So now we got a charter down here set up, and man, let me tell you something. It's like a fisherman's paradise down here, man.
Oh yeah, it is Florida, man. It's like the mecca of fishing down there.
Yeah, you never know, man. You throw out a flat line, all of a sudden you got an 80-pound cobia out of nowhere. Like, where did that fish come from? Yeah, so it's really good, man. But our main species here pretty much are the grouper and the snapper. That's pretty much what we focus on.
Nice, man.
That's my thing anyway. I'm a bottom fishing guy, so man.
I mean, bottom fishing is awesome because at the end of the day, you never really know what you're gonna pull up,
Yep. And honestly, man, on our full day trips, we've counted up to 12, 13 edible species on one trip, bro.
Wow, that's awesome.
12 to 13. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. So, what kind of boat are you running down there?
Right now, I got a 2005 30-foot Baja Cruiser Flybridge. Just got repowered, brand new 300 Suzuki's, man. So we're cruising at 35 knots and a big sport fisherman.
Wow, that's a comfortable ride, man.
Yes,
get to the fishing rounds pretty quick with that.
Big stern. People fish, really in comfort. Perfect boat for chartering.
That's awesome, man. And what kind of electronics you use on there?
I'm a Garmin guy, so I got everything Garmin pretty much. Yep. Up top, I got the 7610, and down at the bottom, I got the 1040 XS. I'm pretty sure. What I'm still looking for, I'm going to switch out my transducers. I'm looking for a little bit higher, like the 1kW transducers right now. I still have the old one put in, but I'm fishing shallow water, so
Yeah, I asked that question because and I know it might have caught you off guard a little bit, but when it comes to bottom fishing guys, I mean, I am a bottom fishing guy, and I love it because at any given moment you can bring up anything. But there's a big debate between Garmin and Simrad, and I happen to like both of them. I think they're both great. I mean, I think that the Garmin might be maybe a little bit more user friendly. But that 3D scan view that Simrad has is just, it's mind-blowing. It's amazing.
Well, the deal breaker with me and the Garmin and the Simrad, honestly, is on the Simrad, I can only put in 3,500 waypoints, where on the Garmin, I can put 5,000. So that's a deal breaker. I need those.
Yeah. But, you got 5,000 spots. That's a lot.
Oh, man. I'll put it this way. I have a little small Garmin Striker. I think it's a Striker. That one only takes 3,500. It's maxed out.
Wow,
it's maxed out. Yep.
That says a lot. I mean, there are captains that you do charter, and they put you on a spot, and they'll sit there for a few hours. They don't want to burn the fuel and stuff like that. But just hearing that you have over 5,000 spots, it lets me know the type of charter that you are.
Boom. And we're just. Like for instance, 2 days ago on our 6-hour charter, I told them right off the bat, listen, we're going to rock hop. Basically, we're going to hit a rock, catch 2 grouper. That's how they are. Sorry. Hit another rock, catch another 2. And before you know it, you got 10 or 12 fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can definitely tell by a captain by looking at his machine, his electronics, what type of captain he is. I can tell that you're going to give the customer the full experience for the money that they're spending, which is awesome.
Hold on. I'm going to give you a little, hold on real quick. All right, here. I'm going to show you. Let me if I can zoom in. All right. See that right here?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, wow.
See all those little circles?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow. And honestly, man, It was just driving around, man, just plucking stuff, because everywhere everywhere you go around here, I find stuff. But actually, I'm doing a seminar in like a month at this club over here in town, and I'm just doing it on reading your fish finder correctly, because all these guys down here, they got beautiful boats, they don't know how to read their fish finders.
Yeah, and they don't catch nothing.
Right. They don't, they don't know how to, no, you know what it is? They don't know how to distinguish between the hard bottom and the soft bottom. They don't know.
Yeah.
They're just driving by spots all day. And I'm just sitting there going, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, it's a learning curve for the guy who doesn't do it every day.
And,
But what kind of besides the electronics in the boat that you have, what kind of gear do you use? Are you sponsored by anybody?
Yeah. Right now, I'm Black Hole USA Pro Staff, and also IRT Reels, which is a American-based company in Pennsylvania. Man, they're an expensive reel, but man, they're a lifetime warranty. So basically, it might cost you a couple $100 for a reel, but that reel is lifetime. So if it breaks, they get you a new one. And the amount of drag, these reels are like 7-8 ounces with 40-50 pounds of drag.
Wow,
So,
that's awesome. I mean,
yeah.
when companies give such a warranty like that, you can tell that they stand behind their product, and there's a lot of people that you want to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and rods, with the black holes, I mean, a lot of people are familiar with Black Hole. I've been friends with Kilsong, which is he's the CEO of Black Hole, and I've been friends with him since back in the Porgy days in Hyannis up in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? Way back.
Wow.
So, yeah, so we, and he's come on the boat, and we prototype rods and field tested them on the boat and everything else. So right now, though, I'm using the Black Hole Charter Specials, which is the Black Holes. It's like the economic version, the economical version, because, Black Holes, they're not cheap. They're like $400, $500, but these are based more economical. And man, let me tell you something. One rod for any species you can catch. It's such a versatile rod. So I got like 10 of those things on the boat.
Yeah, they are built to last. I know that.
Oh, man.
I've personally never owned one, but I have used it before on different charters, and it's a very light rod. It's got a lot of backbone. It's awesome.
We've dragged up from the bottom 300-400 pound loggerhead turtles that we had snagged on the armpit, and we're just and we're pulling that thing up. So you imagine the strength, and that rod, no problem, man. I mean, as long as you can pull up on it, you'll bring that fish up.
Yeah,
crazy amount of power.
That's awesome, man. So speaking of crazy amount of power and stuff like that, what is probably one of your most memorable catches that you have on the bottoms up?
Since I've been here in Florida?
Yeah.
Most memorable, I would say probably 85-pound cobia so far. Probably the biggest fish. And only because it was something out of the blue. We're bottom fishing for snapper and grouper. All of a sudden, we look from a distance, a big brown object just swimming by. Take a jig head, put a sardine on it, cast it to it, and he takes the thing, and we're in for fighting for an hour and a half. You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man.
I mean, yeah, dude. So I mean, you couldn't play that any better, really.
Yeah, I mean, the most unexpected catches are the best ones.
Oh, dude, and don't forget over here, man, we have Goliath grouper. You know what those are, right?
Oh, yeah, I've seen videos.
Dude, okay, so I got spots where you can't even fish them anymore because everything you reel up about halfway up, bam, all the way down.
Oh, nice.
Like a truck. So about a month ago, we tried to hand line them. We went to Home Depot, got some rope.
I was just going to ask you that, too.
Oh, yeah. We put a big old, like, 20-odd hook on there or something, put a whole slab of a false albacore, drop that sucker down. My mate pulls up a 200-pounder with no problem. And that was easy. So 2 days later, we go back to the same spot. I said, I'm going to try this myself. So I got the rope wrapped around my thing, but the one that we hooked wasn't 200. It was like 500. If I didn't let go of the rope, I'm going in for a swim, brother.
Oh, man.
Almost broke my thumb, man. My thumb is still, look at that black and blue right there.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Dude. I mean, I've never experienced, and I've caught swordfish and all that, but the power of a fish, I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, in Florida water, I mean, it's different, crystal clear.
Yeah,
when I was down there in Marathon, we were fishing the Great Barrier Reef, and we're dropping down a section about 75, 80 foot, and I grabbed my wife. I'm like, babe, come here, you gotta see this. There's a dude just swimming with a spear gun. I'm like, Come on, man. But it's so clear that he's about 80 foot down, and I'm looking at him like perfectly. I can see him. Florida fishing is definitely, if you are a true fisherman and you haven't experienced fishing in Florida, you have
Fisherman's
to
dream.
go.
Fisherman's dream, man. I mean,
Absolutely.
I pull out of my marina. If I don't go to the Gulf, I fish in the inside, and I'm catching redfish, Spanish mackerel. You know what they have here? Tons and tons of weak fish, sea trout. Our weak fish that we used to catch up in Jersey.
Yeah.
Over here, they call them sugar trout. They
Yeah.
don't really, people around here, they don't really care for them because there's so many of them. Man,
I've heard and I've seen videos of the of a couple guys from Hook Shots back in the day from Field and Stream. That guy Zach the Hammer Miller, he loves fishing for sea trout, and you can get a
so
bucket
many.
of scrimps and get out
So
there and get them.
yeah, so many. And now that the waters are cool now, so like yesterday, we got a keeper grouper in 12 foot of water. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Trying to catch a 25-inch grouper in 12 feet of water, man, where he can see that bottom. It's like a blackfish. It's like a blackfish on triple steroids. That's what those groupers are. Yeah, I mean
that's dope, man. That's something I definitely want to go down there and do, and I hope I get to see you in person next year.
Man. Come on down, brother.
For the people that don't know, a couple episodes, your cousin was on here giving a tutorial of salmon fishing. And you and Jose are cousins, and fishing just runs in that family. It's just, I mean, me and Jose met years ago when it was with the when we used to play around with the cars and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and then we reconnected through a mutual friend, and we found out that we had another passion, which was fishing. And there's days I've been out with Jose, man, and it's lights out. He's actually a very good captain himself, and I'm pretty sure he's learned from some of the best like you and Freddie and everything like that. Who Freddie's actually going to be on the show later on today.
Nice.
And I just want to thank you for taking your time and talking to us. And how can people find you? You got an Instagram, Facebook, website?
Yeah, they can find me on Facebook, Bottoms Up Fishing Excursions. Instagram, same thing, Bottoms Up Fishing Excursions. And if you Google us on Google, our business website comes up too. So yeah, we're all over Facebook.
I'll drop a link down below so people can check you out, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. We'll take good care of everybody now.
All right, brother. You guys have a good one. Tight lines.
Thank you, man.
All right, here we are with Captain Greg Fabrizi once again. How you doing, bud?
Doing great, man. Feel so much relief after this tropical cyclone heat that passed us up, man.
Oh yeah, man. Thank God it didn't cause no damage to you, did it?
No, it didn't, but it leaves you with, I mean, I heard a lot about hurricanes, but I've been through, some superstorms like we have, but this is the first time where, you get those amber alerts and you get those weather alerts on your phone.
Yeah.
Chris, this was 30 hours of tornado watches, hurricane, Cat 1, possible Cat 2. I got one boat in the water, one boat out of the water. I couldn't even get anybody to haul the Steiger. Then I got a security camera on the boat. Power goes out at 9:30. It's supposed to start blowing 75 to 90 at 3 a.m. And I got nothing. Well, anyway, God is. Everybody seems like they were spared this one, and the first one I've been through. And look, everybody's had a rough year, and Purdy Insurance. If I want full coverage, I have to have a contract with a barn. Cat 5 barn.
Yeah.
$700 a month, and hurricane season runs from June 1st to January 1st.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
I paid it last year, but then this year rolled around, and I'm like, I got to roll the dice because we were closed for 2 months, with the COVID, and we've been busy, knock on wood, but that 2 months, that 2 month closure, that was almost 70 trips gone.
Yeah, I mean, we're all the way up here, but we're with you, and we always hope for the best and nothing bad happens. And I'm just glad that everything's okay.
Yeah. I snapped one line out of 6. I'm blessed.
Yeah, thank God. All right, but you've been on this show many times, and we always appreciate all the knowledge you bring to the table. But for the new people listening who haven't seen you, where are you stationed at them and where are you docked?
So I have 3 boats. There's, I got one 31 Steiger and in Marathon, Florida, which is also known as the heart of the Florida Keys, because we're dead smack in the middle between kind of Miami and Key West. So the Keys is 120 miles long. I'm at mile marker 47 and a half. So all of the boats are in Marathon, and we're fishing Gulf side and ocean side. So
Okay, that's awesome. And I know you got a couple pontoon boats down there as well.
Yeah.
So
I got pontoons with water slides.
yeah, party on the pontoon. The Keys lifestyle right there, baby.
It's hard, Chris. You get off a pontoon trip, then it's time to go fishing. You're like, where the bikinis at?
I knew that was coming.
There's like 5 dudes. I'm like, yeah, last night was so much different.
I know what you mean. But now,
all-
as regards to the Steiger craft, which has the name the Loose Cannon, what is the Loose Cannon? What is she?
So she's custom built. This is my 3rd Steiger. It's a 31 Steiger. When I say it's custom, meaning I have on the exterior of the boat, including the rocket launcher alone, I have 36 rod holders.
Mm-hmm.
I have 12 cup holders. My bow rails, my window frames, my rocket launcher, everything is powder coated white. My windows are factory tinted, from the inside, almost like an automobile.
Yeah.
I have air conditioning. I've got a fridge, a microwave. I've got heat. I've got a full bathroom in there. And, the women and the families down here, and they come to fish, they love it because they're not, hanging off the side of a boat to go to the bathroom. They're not going in a bucket.
Yeah.
And, when it gets real hot, that AC, it really, it makes
Oh,
it 100
I know.
degrees,
Yeah, I remember when I was out there with you, that AC came in handy.
For sure. It's my twin Yamaha 300s. It's a 2018. She's got about 1,500 hours on it now, and they're the white Yamahas. They're the second factory white Yamahas that ever came into this country when Yamaha started producing them in 2018.
Nice. So not only are you getting to the fishing grounds in style, you're getting there pretty fast too.
Oh yeah, it's a heavy. It'll burn some fuel. If it turns on you and it gets nasty, that's the boat I want to be in.
Oh, absolutely. And me and Claudia can vouch for that because the day we went out together, we had a little bit of chop, but we were cruising at 30, 35 miles an hour, and it felt like we were just on a lake. It was just real nice.
Yeah.
Definitely a very comfortable boat. So as far as the boat goes, what comes with it? What kind of gear do you use on the boat and stuff like that?
So primarily, most of my trips down here, which will average, I've been averaging about 300 plus trips a year.
Okay.
We'll run a lot of doubles, so 8 to 12, and then 1 to 5 or 2 to 6, depending upon the time of year with the sunset. So that's how you wind up getting so many trips in. Plus we fish all year round.
Nice.
So we fish a lot of reef, and the reef holds virtually everything at times. So most of my reef fishing, I always have a big rod, the big stick, I call it. I always have a big stick down. However, the Penn 3500 combos, all my buddies laugh at me, but I've had those for 2 years now. Knock on wood, zero issue with any one of those. I have a dozen of them. A couple tips here and there. I actually have one here I can show you. But let me show you real quick. These little guys. I'm repairing a tip on this now. But just this right here. This little Penn, little 3500.
Spin fisher, huh?
Yeah. And the bigger spin fishers I've had some problems with. But you get about a season out of them down here. Don't forget the salinity content is so high down here that even your toilet paper holder only gets about a year. It rusts out. You got to spray
Yeah,
the paper holder with corrosion block.
absolutely, absolutely.
So,
And,
so when you shake a dude's hand and it smells like corrosion block, you're like, yo, what'd you just do? You
yeah.
figure you're using a toilet paper, you know?
I hear what you mean. I hear what you mean.
So
And
that setup there, that primary setup will be 15-pound Power Pro, and then we'll use nothing above 12-pound fluoro, about 15 to 20 feet of it, and then if these fish, remember the water clarity here is so crystal clear.
oh yeah,
Sometimes we got to drop to 8-pound fluoro.
yeah.
Now I'll catch fish at 8-pound fluoro, but you'll get 2. After the second, you got to cut it and double uni new more fluoro on, because that's it. It'll just snap out, you know?
Yeah, pretty much it gets done up. But yeah, fluoro is one of those. It is not something I like to use, but definitely where you're at, it's a must because it's so clear down there. I get it.
And then
But
to finish answering your questions on the bigger rods, because we do a lot of mahi fishing, a lot of blackfin tuna fishing. So Marathon in the Florida Keys is known as the light tackle sport fishing capital of the world.
mhm.
So everything we do is lightweight here. There's no horse and fishing, and there's a tackle shop which I won't name down here, but they're famous because they have a sign inside of it, and I saw 2. If I saw 2, that had to be 200. Open the door, right? Because we get a lot of people from Michigan and Minnesota, you know what I mean, like the Midwest and upper. And on the boat all the time, all you hear about is walleye. I don't know what fucking walleye is. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
But I don't want to know, because that's all you hear. So in this tackle shop, you open it up, the door, and it says, "Welcome to the Florida Keys, light tackle sport fishing capital of the world. We don't give a shit about your walleye stories."
That's awesome.
You get the wrong guy. You get the wrong guy. He's got a couple natty lights in him.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, we hear stories here in Jersey. I mean, the freshwater guys, they love the walleye. They say it tastes delicious. It's not for me. I will not eat anything in still water at all. That's just me. I think, it's not my flavor, I guess you can say. But I do fish. I do fish with a couple guys here in Jersey that are originally from Minnesota, and that's all they talk about. They don't shut up about it. Is walleye this and walleye that.
Yeah.
So I totally get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I get it.
But
so on the light tackle, what we use is I've tried it all, and I am a fan of the Penn Battles, but pretty much all my customers are rigged out with Shimano Saragooses.
yeah, there you go, baby.
And we'll start out. I've got from 5,000s on the boat all the way up to the 20,000 gooses.
Yes.
And
this has actually been a really great episode because every captain I've spoken to, they're all Shimano guys, which I love it because I'm a Shimano guy as well. So that was a perfect cherry on top to the ending right there.
Listen, I mean, it's a testament onto what they are and what they do. I mean, look, I always say, like, okay, I could buy a reel. If you're fishing as much as we do, all right, I could buy this reel for 120, and I know I'll get a year out of it, or I can buy this reel for 350, and I'll get 5, 6, 7 as long as I service it.
Yeah.
So if the Shimano was 600 and the other reel was 100, then my answer is I'll buy the $100 reel because I could buy 6 of them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Shimano, but their prices are competitive enough now where it makes total sense, and we service everything so much down here that they last. The only problem I have with those, I think I had mentioned once to you, with the customers is the higher end reels.
Yeah, the bail. Yeah.
You see somebody holding the rod, they're feeding line out, a fish picks it up, and then all of a sudden they're cranking, bro, and the bail's just going like this. And
that's just the stages we go through as anglers when we're used to the cheap stuff that does certain things like that, and then to better quality things. You know what I'm saying? So that's
But-
just stages of being an angler.
But as being the captain and the deckhands and the mates and stuff, when you're out there so much, you know, you gotta have fun. So you'll let somebody reel for a solid minute, and that fish is tearing line, and then you're like, "Excuse me, sir, you gotta close the bail." By that time, that fish is in New Hampshire. So,
Oh man.
and then you know the customers appreciate it; they get a kick out of it, you know. But
Yeah, I mean it's funny. I mean, if you're on your vacation, which Marathon is definitely a vacation place, and if you can't have some fun or have a laugh, then what's the point, right?
for sure. I mean, these folks here, they're coming down. They want to enjoy the reef, the crystal. Sometimes we're fishing in 65 feet, Chris. You're looking at the bottom. You see
Yep.
fish at the bottom.
I can personally attest to that. I've seen it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I remember fishing.
they're not looking at. They're not here because they want to put meat in the freezer. They can't even bring it home.
Yeah,
So they get dinner and lunch for the next day or two or whatever, and they bring it to the local restaurants. Every restaurant here does a cook and catch,
yeah,
so they bring fresh fillets in, and they're eating what they caught the day or two before, and then most of the stuff gets released.
yeah, absolutely. Which is
Yeah.
good. It keeps everything healthy and the ecosystem keeps going.
For sure.
But what is your most memorable catch out
Here-
of down there? Yeah, definitely.
No question, which I never heard of till I even caught it, was an African pompano.
Yeah,
So most people probably never heard of it. But the best I could describe it is these fish get big, and they'll be mid-column to bottom fish.
yeah,
But it almost looks like a much bigger version of a permit. So it's between like a rooster fish and a permit.
yeah. They're in the same family, actually.
Yeah. So, but the muscle, Chris, on that fish, and it's got a purple hue to it when you bring it up.
Yeah,
I've dropped in 180 on those fish, and we power drift with the boat. You can only drop one line at a time because we're using 50-foot floral leaders. 50.
yeah, yeah. That's a lot.
50, bro. So you're hand lining at the end, So the first time I hooked one was like in 180 feet, and that rod went off, and it was it was a bottom rod, it was a conventional, but this thing was peel and drag like a Mako. So I thought for a minute, that we caught, we hooked the bottom, and then all of a sudden it slowed down and sped up again. So I have a rear steering station on the Steiger.
Yeah,
That was an option to add when I purchased the boat, and it helps a lot with these big fish because a lot of people aren't accustomed to it. So when that fish hit, boom, I popped the rear station on, and I actually, I've caught many since then, but I got to chase those fish because they will spool you, and if they don't spool you, they're gonna get sharked up. So that's my most memorable. That's my most one of my most favorite fish to catch. It's almost like a prize when you get them because you can't really target them.
yeah,
You're dropping a live bait down on 50 foot a leader, and I can give you a laundry list of what you possibly can catch. But if you get that one particular pompano,
yeah.
it's like the holy grail off the bottom. So that's my favorite.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. And as always, it's always a pleasure to talk to you and listen to the knowledge. And it's spoiling down there, and in my opinion, the absolute mecca of fishing, which is the Florida Keys. There's nothing like it, that's for sure.
No, there isn't, Chris. I mean, like I told you in the past, you go out on plan A and it's not working. Plan B kicks in. That's not working. There's plan C. Most of our trips are 4 hours, dock to dock. 4 hours. And you got a 10, 12 mile, 15-mile ride to the spot.
Yeah.
So in order to produce fish, and we produce a lot of fish in those 4-hour trips, it's really it's a credit to this area and the ecosystem and how they preserve it. It's one of the largest natural reefs left in the country,
Absolutely.
So we respect it. We treat it, as we would want, somebody to treat if it was our own home. And it never, it rarely fails us.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. So for people heading down to Marathon, Florida, if they want to book a trip with you, where can they find you at?
So they can find me on my website and I got a live calendar on there where they can book directly online. They don't even got to talk to me. But if they want to, they're more than welcome to text or call me. It's www.manic, just like the hat, MANIC, sportfishing.com. You can book the Steiger on there, and then I have the 2 pontoons you can book on there as well. And
Awesome.
the pontoons are real popular for sunset cruises. People that want to snorkel, I do lobster trips on those. I do stone crab pulls. I've got stone crab is in season now. So I'm
Nice.
pulling stone crab traps. I'm getting claws like that, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we even the pontoon. I took 2 pontoons and turned them into either family fun ships with a water slide, or we go lobstering, or we go
Yeah.
stone crab. And I gotta have that fishing in there somewhere,
Absolutely, man. I mean, it wouldn't be right if you're floating on the water. You ain't got some type of fishing going on.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I will drop a link below so everybody can find you out. And just in case if people all around the country want to follow what you're doing, where can they find you on social media?
Yep, just same thing on Instagram. We're Manic Sport Fishing, MANIC Sport Fishing, and then we're on Facebook under Manic Sport Fishing as well. If you Google Manic Sport Fishing, you'll find us. And I'll mention that you found us on. As long as anybody that mentions they found us off your show, they get a 10% discount on the whole trip.
Oh, nice. That's awesome, man.
Sure,
So
man.
don't forget, guys, to mention the magician next time you book with Captain Greg Fabrizi.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely, man. Well, another thing you'll find on Google is the #1 hired charter company is Manic Sport Fishing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Also,
We're
the biggest yellowtail snapper that has been caught in the Florida Keys in how long? 10 years?
just about.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So you've been down there for a short period of time. You're already breaking a hell of a bunch of records. That's awesome.
Well, listen, I can't take credit. The way I caught that yellowtail, sometimes even what do they say? A blind squirrel finds a mouse.
Yeah.
But whatever. And then last year I was fishing with Mike, Captain Mike Sisto, on his boat. He's from New Jersey as well, from the Highlands.
Yeah.
I got a 52-pound mahi.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I mean, the Manic is the loose cannon down there, and we appreciate you as always, brother. Thank you for your time.
Can't wait for the next call, Chris. You be well, okay? Say hi to the wife.
Well, as always, to wrap up today's episode, I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all the captains that was on our show today. Captain Scott Tarnowski up in upstate New York, Captain Freddie Gamboa, Captain Carlos Bastos, and Captain Greg Fabrizi. We appreciate your time, and hopefully if you're in the area, check them out. They will put you on some fish. They all run great programs. I wouldn't bring you any bull crap here at Fishin'MagicianTV.com. Alright guys, take it easy, tight lines.